Good morning, students.
In the last lecture of the operating system, we discussed the Android operating system and iOS operating system. In that, we see the structure of Android operating system and the iOS operating system. Now, in this lecture, we start our next point as command line based operating system. The operating systems are also classified according to the two types. First one is the command line based operating system and second one is the GUI based operating system. Command line means the name itself suggests that this operating system is based on command. Command is nothing but instruction, means this operating system is based on different instructions or the different commands given by the user. Means in short, the operating system types also classified according to the command line based and GUI based. Command line based means that operating systems require commands or the instructions for the performing any operation, and in GUI based operating system, GUI stands for graphical user interface, means that operating systems have a user interface and the user uses that interface for performing any operation in a computer system. First, we will see the command line based operating system. The DOS and Unix are the examples of command line based operating system. Means in that operating system, everything is happen or every operation is executed by executing a different command or a command set. First, we will see what is a command line interface. A command line interface, that is CLI, is a text based user interface used to view and manage computer files. Command line interface, which stands for CLI. CLI is a text based user interface, and by using the different commands, the any task or any operation is executed on that particular operating system. Command line interfaces are also called as command line user interfaces, console user interfaces and character user interfaces. Command line interfaces has also called as command line user interfaces, console user interfaces and character user interfaces. For the command line interface, consider your command prompt example. In your Windows operating system, also command line interface as a CMD command prompt. Go to the run and type CMD, then your command prompt will be open. In that command prompt, you enter different commands. For example, consider the example of command prompt in Windows operating system. The command prompt provides the command line interface. In that particular command prompt, you want to insert or you want to give the different commands for performing any task. For example, here I will open the command prompt. This is a command line interface. In that command line interface, here we want to give a text commands. There is no graphical interface for this command prompt. Here we use only or we apply only the different commands. For example, I apply the command as a association. One of the most powerful tool in the command library is the association command. Your computer associates certain file extension with certain program. This is how your computer knows to open Adobe when you double click a PDF file, or Microsoft Word when you double click on a doc file. You can view all the file associations your computer knows about by typing assoc command in a command prompt. You will see the file extension and the program it's associated with. Here the list of files and their extensions are displayed by using the associate command. Again, if I want to check network statistic, then I use netstat command. If there is any network connection, then it shows the IP address, protocol, address, state, etc. But there is no internet connection, so it does not provide us address information. This is a command line interface. In command line interface, we execute different commands. This type, the command line interface operating systems performed operation depending on the only commands. Let us see the history and the features of command line interface. Before the mouse, users interact with an operating system or application with a keyboard. Before the mouse was developed, users interact with the computer system or users interact with the operating system with only with the keyboard. Means keyboard provides the input for that particular operating system. Keyboard perform the input and output operation. Let us see how users typed command in a command line interface to run tasks on a computer. Means here in this case, user types a command on a command line interface to run a different operations or to run different functions on a computer. Typically, the command line interface features a black box with white box. Typically, command line interface provides a black box with white box. The user responds to a command prompt in the command line interface by typing a command, and user also responds to the command prompt by typing a command. Means, however, in last slide or in a command prompt, I typed the different commands. For example, netstat command. This command gives the network statistic or network status information to me. This way, users also respond to a command prompt by using command line interface. The output or response from the system can include a message, table, list, or some other confirmation of a system or application action. Most current Unix based systems offer both a command line interface and a graphical user interface. Means today most of the users prefer the graphical user interface offered by the operating system. So, current Unix based systems offer both a command line interface and graphical user interface. Then next we will see what are the advantages of command line interface. Granular control of an OS or application. Means command line interface provides a powerful full control on the OS or the application. By using the command line interface, we can give the full or powerful control on a particular operating system. Next, it provides faster management of a large number of operating systems. Here, faster management is done by using the command. If you remember the commands for the operation, then you can easily or rapidly apply the different commands on the command prompt. Next, ability to store scripts to automate regular tasks. It generates the ability to store the different scripts for regular operations. Next, basic command line interface knowledge to help with troubleshooting such as network connection issues. For troubleshooting any network problem, basically command line interface is used, and by using that interface we can easily identify the network problem. These are the main advantages of the command line interface. Next, the disadvantages of a command line interface. There are some drawbacks of the command line interface. First, GUI is more user friendly. As compared to CLI command line interface, GUI is more user friendly because in command line interface the user wants to remember the commands for the any task. So it is very complex process rather than the GUI. Next, steeper learning curve associated with memorizing commands and complex syntax argument. For memorizing the different commands and with their particular syntax, this is very tremendous job. Next, different commands used in different shells. In some cases, for different shells, the command syntax will be changed. So, this is one the drawback of command line interface. Means, if shell changed, operating system structure changed, the commands also changed by the operating system. So, different commands used in different shells. This is one of the problem of command line interface. In command line interface, we study two examples. First one is the DOS operating system. First we will see what is DOS operating system. In your syllabus for the command line interfaces, there are two subpoints or two examples, MS-DOS operating system and Unix operating system. These provides the command line interface. Other than these two, there are also other command line interface operating systems are there, but in your syllabus there is only you want to study only two operating systems as a DOS operating system and Unix operating system. In that, first we will see what is DOS operating system. DOS stands for disk operating system. In disk operating system, the different disks are used for storing the data. Means MS-DOS is an operating system created for the personal computer. MS-DOS is the particular operating system which is developed for personal computer, means single user's computer. It is developed by Microsoft. DOS operating system is developed by Microsoft. It is a classic example of operating system with a layered structure. The DOS operating system follows the layered architecture. The DOS operating system is split into various layers, and each of the layers have different functionalities. MS-DOS operating system is divided into number of layers. The components are divided into number of layers, and each layer perform a different functionality. Means in MS-DOS, layering provides a distinct advantage in the MS-DOS operating system because all the layers can be defined separately and interact with each other as required. And also, it is easier to create, maintain and update the system if it is done in the form of layers. The MS-DOS operating system is very easy to understand because it follows the layered architecture. And the layered architecture is also easy to create, maintain and update. Means change in the one layer specification does not affect the rest of the layers. Means any change occurred in one layer, then it does not affect on any other layer present in a DOS operating system. This image that specifies the MS-DOS layer structure. This figure shows the layer structure of MS-DOS operating system. This image contains the layers for the application program, system program, MS-DOS device drivers and ROM BIOS device drivers. The MS-DOS architecture or MS-DOS layer architecture has four layers. First one is the application program, next system program, next MS-DOS device drivers and last one is the ROM BIOS device drivers. Let's see one by one. First one is the application program. The application program means top layer of the MS-DOS architecture. These programs perform a particular function directly for the users. Means here the operations for the users are performed directly. In other words, those programs provide an application to the end users, so they are known as application programs. Means in application programs, these programs or the programs are in application program layer, that applications are for the end users, means normal users which uses that particular operating system. Next, system program. In the next layer there is an system program. The system programs are used to program the operating system software. The application programs are used by the end users, means user applications are stored in application program, but in the system program the system software or the system programs system code is stored. Means while application programs provide software that is used directly by the user, and system programs provide software that is used by the other systems, means software used by the operating system, that are known as a system program. This is the main difference between application program and system program. Application programs are for the end users and system programs are for the operating system. Applications program provides a particular application for the end user, and system program is a software for the operating system. Next, MS-DOS device drivers. Device drivers means what? Device drivers provides the interface between the operating system and the hardware. Then what is the use of device drivers in DOS operating system? In the third layer, there is an MS-DOS device drivers. Most of the device drivers on MS-DOS are part of the operating system, such as the keyboard, screen console drivers, floppy drivers, hard drive drivers, printer port driver, serial port driver, etc. Means in this layer, the drivers or the interfaces for the different hardware connecting to that particular operating system or the computer system are stored. Next, ROM BIOS device drivers. The BIOS drivers, BIOS stands for Basic Input Output System. The BIOS drivers are the programs stored in the EEPROM or EEPROM memory chips. EEPROM means erasable programmable read-only memory. And in DOS operating system, the BIOS programs or the BIOS drivers are stored in a EEPROM chip. And BIOS drivers means these drivers are basic drivers needed to start our computer system. We know the BIOS means basic input output system. This is a one kind of program that is needed for starting any operating system. While BIOS is running on a computer system, at that time the devices which are required for input and output, that devices are automatically loaded onto the computer system. So in this operating system also the BIOS program are executed or BIOS drivers are needed for starting the computer system, and the BIOS program or BIOS software is stored on the EEPROM chip in the memory. This is all about the DOS operating system. DOS operating system follows the command line interface and which having the 4 layers, and each layer performs its defined operation or its defined task. For example, first layer is the application program. In application program, that programs are used by the end users. Next, system program. This is a system program is a software, system software which is used by the operating system. Next, MS-DOS device drivers. Device drivers provides the interface between the operating system and particular hardware. Same way, in DOS operating system, there are different device drivers required for providing the interface between the operating system and that particular device. For example, for connecting the hard disk to the operating system, there we need the hard disk drive. Then last one is the ROM BIOS. In the last layer, ROM BIOS is stored. ROM BIOS is stored in a EEPROM memory chip, and this performs the basic input output operations. Means BIOS, why BIOS is required? For starting any computer system, the BIOS drivers, basic drivers are needed. So in last layer there is an BIOS device driver. Next we will see the Unix operating system. The Unix is the also command line based operating system. To control and manage computer hardware, software resources and operating system is required for a computer. The operating system acts as an intermediate between hardware and the user defined application software. Means operating system provides the interface between the hardware and the user defined application software. Let us see what is the Unix operating system is. Unix is the multitasking, multi-user operating system. Unix performs the number of tasks simultaneously, means like a parallel processing multitasking pattern followed by the Unix operating system. Unix was developed at Bell Labs Research Center during the 1917 by Ken Thompson, Dennis Ritchie and others. It is developed at Bell Laboratory. This operating system was specially designed to work on a large mainframe system. For handling mainframe system, the Unix was mainly developed. And the Unix operating system is written in C programming language. The Unix operating system is written in C programming language. It is the first portable operating system and is being used on a numerous platforms. It is portable, means any application written on a Unix operating system that is executed on any other platform without modifying the program code, that is portable. The Unix is the first portable operating system. It also provides various advanced security features. Unix operating system provides the security features. Next, we will see the basic architecture of the Unix operating system. Unix has a graphical user interface similar to the Windows operating system. Some Unix versions have a graphical user interface like a Windows operating system, but older version of a Unix are in a Unix follows the command based interface. The internal design view of this operating system can be known from its architecture. The internal design of the Unix operating system is shown here. The Unix operating system consists of kernel, system calls, library routines, shells and the applications which are used by the user. This is the architecture of Unix operating system. Let's see one by one its component. First component is the kernel. For this operating system, kernel is the central core that interacts directly with the hardware of the system. In the Unix architecture, kernel is the central component that is directly interacts with the hardware of the system. The main functions of this kernel are the computer hardware such as memory, disk, printers, etc. are controlled by the kernel. Means all the hardware components of the computer are controlled by this kernel. The kernel also schedules the processes, controls and executes various user-defined tasks. The kernel also schedules the different processes which are executed in the operating system. The kernel manages the data storage and control the computer access by several users. Means kernel provides the file management facility as well as the user authentication. Means kernel also provides the security for the users. Next one is the shell. It is the interface between the user and the kernel. Shell is the interface between the user and the kernel. Users can interact with the shell using shell command. Users interact with the shell by executing the different shell command. Means when the user wants any task or user want to execute any task, then user enter a shell command. Shell has two main responsibilities. This shell has two main responsibilities which include interpreting the commands given by the user and execute them by using the kernel, and providing programming ability to the users to write shell commands for the shell script to perform specific tasks. There are main two responsibilities for the shell. First one is the interpret the command given by the user. Means when user gives any command, then shell interprets the command, and after interpreting command, that command is passed to the kernel for execution, and after execution of that particular command, the shell again pass the result to the end user. Then next one is the libraries. These library routines include general functions and built on a top of the system call. These library routines consist of number of libraries or functions, and it is built on the system call, on the top of the system call. Library contains the n number of functions. That functions are required for the executing of the different system jobs. And the last one is the application. That applications are nothing but the end user programs. This is the architecture of Unix operating system. In this lecture, we discussed about command based interface and their two examples, the DOS and Unix operating system. Okay, thank you.